Hello, this section continues our video series on powers of attorney. We are at the slide, how can powers of attorney be used and misused? We know that financial abuse is a significant area of exploitation and it can literally bankrupt the donor. One study that we have in British Columbia indicated that in about 1 out of 12 cases, seniors lost more than $20,000. We have other studies to indicate that where financial abuse is in play and seniors have lost a significant sum of money, it can lead to physical harm and even death. So in many of these cases, financial abuse can actually literally be a life and death situation. Seniors are much less able to get back on their financial feet if they've been exploited than people who are younger. So some of the myths that we know about financial elder abuse, some myths that the attorney has is, she's not using the money anyway, so it's okay that I use the money that the person who gave me the power of attorney has. I've heard that, it's not really her money, it was the money of somebody else in the family. She just happens to have it because she inherited it. It really belongs to me. Or indeed, I'm going to inherit it, so I can have it now. Or I don't really care what she says. She's crazy. She gave me the power of attorney. I know it's best for her. Or, good old, she's so out of it, she'll never miss it. Some common myths of the donor. Many of the older adults believe that their children or their appointees would know what they want somehow, or that they would never get hurt by them. I've heard people try to appoint up to 8 people to be simultaneous powers of attorney because they want to be fair to all of their children, the nieces and nephews. They want to make it even. When you make a power of attorney, even if it's not going well, there's a great concern that you can't undo it, which of course is not true if you are still capable, and that the power of attorney from one jurisdiction is just fine. For instance, if you happen to be a snowbird and that you think that your documents in Canada will work in the United States easily, it's probably not the case. Or alternatively, if you have one jurisdiction and then you go to the other one quite commonly, maybe a recreational property, or you may have moved, it's not true. New powers of attorney would need to be set up for you. So who should you choose to be a power of attorney? You really want somebody who's very diligent, very detail-oriented, somebody who may be either a professional used to working in this area or a very conscientious person who will make ethical decisions, someone who's good at record keeping because they have to keep accounts and records. Lots of people get stymied by that. And somebody probably who doesn't need your money. And that's a really practical piece of it. If you give the power of attorney and give them significant control over your assets, if they really are in desperate need, certainly that can be a problem. You also would want to avoid people with mental health or addictions issues, although those are sometimes challenges that we do see happen. So dealing with the bank, really important to know that lots of financial institutions will try to get you to fill out their form of power of attorney. A lot of financial institutions have been warned about doing this, and some are stopping doing it. But if you fill out a banking power of attorney, it probably is going to revoke your existing power of attorney to the degree that they are inconsistent. People don't realize that. A lot of folks at the financial institutions themselves don't realize that the power of attorney can be revoked or harmed. Many of the consumer-facing staff just know that that's a document that they use. So there's a lot of need for good understandings in this area. A will does not cover this area. It only covers after you're dead. You need to make sure that your values, wishes, and beliefs are clear. You can write them down, but you can also just tell people. And values, wishes, and beliefs can change over time. Make sure that you don't pick a substitute decision maker, an attorney, because of a fear of panic or concern. Make sure that you are serious and thoughtful in choosing it, and make sure you ask the person if they want to do it. Sometimes the very best person is absolutely not the person that would want to do it. They may be either concerned about doing a bad job and they may be worried that they don't have the skill sets of doing it, or they may have other reasons that they don't want to do it. So don't assume that somebody will do it just because you want them to. This now concludes this little section on powers of attorney. We're going to move on to joint accounts.